So we ran out of daylight to finish painting the engine bay and the Nova today, but as always, we've got plenty of other problems to solve in the meantime. So what we're going to do right now is address the engine mount problem. So Chevy engine mounts are usually made up of a couple different pieces. We've got the piece that bolts to the engine, the polyurethane mount that bolts to the bracket on the engine, and then the bracket that bolts the engine mount to the frame. Now, depending what motor came in your car, this bracket may not be the correct bracket to accept the engine mounts that you need to put on there. So what we had to do is order new brackets and new engine mounts. So we got some energy suspension polyurethane mounts, and these are just typical Chevy 350 V8 mounts. They're supposed to work with this engine. We'll see how that works out. And then we've got 69 Camaro small block frame brackets. Now the problem that we have going on here is that the bracket is too wide for the engine mount. This should slide on here like this, but... So what we're going to do to try and solve this problem is crush this piece just a little bit this way, and probably take a little bit of metal off either side there and either side here. And hopefully that just slides it right on. Alright guys, I got one side of the engine mounts done, meaning one engine bracket and one engine mount. So let me show you what all I had to do to these things and why it's being such a pain in my ass. Alright guys, so here we've got the engine mount and bracket that I've already shaved down to fit, and here we've got them just like they came. First off, you can see here that I had to shave this part of the bracket pretty far down on both sides of this hole. And when I say pretty far, I mean like it's pretty easy to tell that I shaved inwards on this thing. Also, you can see on this tab here, I had to shave the inside of both of these tabs down a bit. Not very far, that one was kind of okay, but I did that mainly because I didn't want to shave this down any further, just for structural support. And then last, I cut these little tabs most of the way off the engine mount, and that's just to allow it to swivel more. So like I said, I got this side all done. That goes on there now. It even has a little bit of movement, which is good. So now I'm going to do this other engine mount and bracket, make them fit together, and then we can go bolt the brackets into the car and the engine mounts onto the engine. Alright guys, we're all done. We got our two sets of working engine mounts and brackets. We're going to give them a quick coat of black paint just to keep them looking nice and make sure they don't rust. So now that we got the brackets all painted up, let's go take a look at the engine bay and the Nova and see how the paint turned out after painting it yesterday. And look at that. Way better. It looks gorgeous in here now. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but it is so much better. So now we don't have a super grimy, gross engine bay to be working inside of. We've got this nice, clean, freshly painted bay. And although this isn't a perfect paint job, probably not the last paint job this engine bay is going to get, I'm pretty happy with it for right now. Alright guys, so that's all for this time. There's going to be plenty of videos coming up working on this Nova because I want to daily drive that thing, and there's a ton to do before this V8 swap is running. We've still got the entire suspension to do, the new fuel system to run, we've got to install the engine, get a drive shaft made. There is tons to do, and I'm going to be making videos so that any of you guys that want to do a swap on your classic car will have a little bit of guidance. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them for me down below, and if you like the video, shoot me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Until then, I'll see you guys next time on Full Tilt Drift.